Chris Scouser here with
Matt Howell. And this week on the first run, we catch up with the latest from America's Sweethearts, The Rock and Emily Blunt, which I didn't recognize. It took me like 10 minutes to realize that's who that was while I was watching this film. Yeah, for some reason.
Part of me was thinking too you were going to say Benny Safdie as America's Sweethearts, but that's fine because Blunt's she's a Brit. She's an alien. Yeah,
she's debatably legal. You know, we got to be careful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you know, they have a nice chemistry, right? You know, so they come back to us in Benny Safdie's latest, The Smashing Machine, a film about MMA underappreciated legend Mark Kerr. And that's it. That's what we got.
Are you an MMA or UFC guy?
So, I was really into it in college, like back in the really early days when they were like, you know, just ridiculously insane, like nobody knew what they were doing and just horrible bloodbaths and stuff like that. And then as it became more and more, you know, formalized and codified, I was for a while, but kind of when I left college, you know, I kind of stopped hanging out with those guys that I watched it with, so fell off to the side.
I never got into it. I always felt it's too violent for me, which is a weird thing considering I love action movies and horror films. But it's reality, right? So I think that's part of it. I loved boxing for a while, you know, but boxing hasn't been really good in a long time, especially the heavyweight division. I was right at the end of its apex or the end of the term where like Lennox Lewis, you know, was kind of like the last big kind of guy. But I never got into, I just don't care for it. I don't care for it.
You know what? Fair enough. I mean, yeah, we watched a lot of boxing and then as kind of that fell off, we kind of moved into the MMA, but now it's gotten, you know, it's a real sport now and it's not quite as interesting to watch, you know?
Right. Yeah. All right. Here's a clip from The Smashing Machine.
Hi. You're probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC? They were kind of like the first in combat sports.
Is that boxing?
Well, there's a little boxing in it. Yeah, it's more like martial arts that have been around for thousands of years, and we bring them all together to see which one is the best. So I come from a wrestling background, but I might fight a guy who comes from a karate background or a guy who comes from a boxing background.
Yeah, I have heard about this. That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
Yes, that's right.
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Sorry to interrupt. Dr. Cortez can see you now.
Great. Thank you so much. It was great to talk to you.
Thank you. It was great to talk with you, too.
Sounds like a great conversation, Matt.
Yeah, it is. It really said a lot and was very riveting as he talked to a lady in the waiting room of a doctor's office. But if you couldn't really decide from the intro or that little clip, why don't you tell us a little bit about what The Smashing Machine is about while you get your act together as you knock stuff over on your desk?
I'm trying. I know things are. It's a bit of a mess right here right now. I apologize. I appreciate you bearing with me there, Matthew. Mm-hmm. Smashing Machine, written, directed, co-produced, and edited by Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers. This is a solo shot from him, based on the documentary "The Smashing Machine: The Life and Times of Extreme Fighter Mark Kerr." And Dwayne Johnson plays the role. I guess is the role he's always wanted to do. I guess outside of Black Adam, but this is kind of the story he's always wanted to tell. And it's basically, it's not a whole thing. We don't get like from birth to death type of a thing.
Sure.
All right. Though I think Kerr's still with us, isn't he? I'm pretty sure
he is. Yeah, he is.
He does show up at the end of the film too, right? The real guy. But it's just a short period in his life, like 99 to like 2000 something. And it's basically just his life as he's dealing with an addiction, to participate in the yet still unheralded, just starting to grow UFC. And in fact, a lot of his fights are overseas, dealing with some personal relationship issues as well as his addiction. And just a little slice of cinema verite, a little slice of life for Mark Kerr as a pioneer, founding kind of legend in the sport. And that's that, Matt.
All right. Did you find it kind of weird that it's based off of a documentary?
Yeah, no, I mean, source material is going to come from somewhere, I guess. So I don't. What's interesting to me is the way this is shot and the way it's done. It seems to replicate a documentary. It doesn't have a very kind of cinematic feel to me at times. It feels like, even though I don't believe this is the case, it feels like a lot of handheld camera work. Though maybe. And from what I understand, like some of this was shot in 16 millimeter.
Yeah.
And then a little bit on 70. And then a little bit more with an IMAX camera. And then some VHS cameras were used for some scenes as well. So I guess Safdie's going for a kind of documentary style feel to it. I think that's why he uses these different cameras to evoke certain images and feelings as well. And you're over the shoulder a lot. There's close-ups. There's a little bit of a shaky cam, right? It tries to really make it feel like this is an authentic life that we're viewing. And I also found it to be a little limited in scope, like we talked about, right? It's just a handful of years. And I wonder if a more expansive story would have helped this film, because I got to tell you, Matt, I was kind of mostly underwhelmed by this experience. What about you?
Yeah, I think it was, it definitely doesn't feel very cinematic, right? And it's very, like you said,
which is a conscious choice, which is okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I mean, it doesn't have a narrative a narrative structure. It's all very kind of, very awkward and kind of towards its source material. And it obviously doesn't have those kind of typical narrative beats that you would expect, except maybe towards the end, right, as the high drama comes into play and there's a lot of crying and fighting and passionate pleas about what's important in life and all that stuff, right? But
yeah,
I think it's kind of just there. I think The Rock, I think it's probably one of the better, at least different performances that he gives. He's not The Rock like he is in everything else, right?
Yeah.
And, Emily Blunt is game enough, but it's not enough really to kind of elevate it to me.
So, I'm comfortable, I think, saying that this is probably the best performance of his life. I want to make sure I don't know if this is just a hip phrase, that he gets his flowers. I think he deserves this. He is very good in this film. And I think without him, I wonder if this whole thing would just even fall apart. It's really, he's the one that elevates it to me to be at least being an average film. Right? I think his performance is what rescues this entire thing. Because the rest of it is kind of uninteresting. Particularly like the relationship he has with Emily Blunt is more caricature than character. She's much more stereotypical as the loving yet sabotaging partner, right? There is a codependency between the two of them that is examined a bit here, which I guess at times can be interesting, but also feels rather rote. And maybe this kind of sounds crappy, but again, it's just another story about an athlete overcoming a drug addiction in the end, right? That's really what it is. It's a film, at least something we've seen, I don't know, 12 times, 24 times before. And Safdie, the way he films this thing and the way he makes it, I don't know, I wonder if this is like a shot-for-shot remake of the documentary. But as a biopic, and by not only having it limited in scope, but the film itself feels small. Right. And I don't know I imagine it's because of his focus on the core relationships. There's like basically 3 or 4 people that we see repeatedly throughout the film. And also with the shooting style of it. And it ends up feeling small, but also kind of uninspired to me. It does its really darndest, I think, to keep us at a distance as an audience the entire time, so that you never really... There's nothing here that hooks you as a viewer to actually really get involved and care about what happens. And I wonder if he's so focused on creating this feeling of life that unfortunately he just trips over it, because it ends up becoming more artifice than art to me, unfortunately. So it's kind of just dull. It's just there. It just exists. And I think the reason why I would even recommend you watching it, and we'll talk more about it, but I'm sitting at a C on this, again, is because of Dwayne Johnson. I think his performance here is good. I think he's been able to mine some depths in himself as an actor that I think, just seeing in interviews and stuff, I don't think even he knew existed. If I have to I know this is going to sound reductive and stupid, but I probably still lean on what John Cena is doing in Peacemaker as a much more interesting character and performance. But I don't know if you see where you are on that show, Matt. I'm entirely caught up. There was only one episode left, but it is fantastic what he's doing on that show. And the progression he has made as an actor in these 2 seasons is just phenomenal. But for me, again, this is Johnson's version of that. I think he is really, really good. Fortunately, the film itself is underwhelming. It's just redeemed by Johnson's performance, but barely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's really that much more to say. I mean, there's not a lot going on in this film. So, I mean, other than the kind of performance that The Rock gives us, it's not much to recommend it. I'm kind of right in line with Chris here as saying it's a C film.
So what do you think about the rollout of this? So it didn't perform well at all. The box office, it cost $50 million to make, which I can't wrap my head around where all that money went. Because Johnson said he only took $4 million to do the film because he really wanted to do it. And he wanted enough money to go out to the rest of the cast and other people too. I don't know if Blunt's asking for 10, 15 on this. I doubt it. Maybe the other UFC, because let's just say too, a lot of the other actors in this are actually current or retired like UFC fighters.
Right.
I don't know if that's where the money was spent. I don't see a lot of it being spent in the filmmaking. I just don't. It's basically like it's mostly shot in a house in Arizona and then filmed on location, I assume maybe in Japan a little bit here and there. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, it made $6 million off a budget of 50.
Wow, it's crazy.
Maybe online rentals and stuff like that, it'll do okay. I don't think A24 had a lot of expectations for this because I don't remember seeing a lot of trailers or much of a push for this at all. Like one battle after another, Matt, we saw that trailer every week for like 3 months, if not longer. It was every single time. This, I don't think I've ever seen a trailer for it. And from what I understand, any of the promotion I think was done. I don't know if they just leaned too heavily on like Johnson's Instagram to promote this thing. And then, in fact, I even saw outside of a theater in New York, Safdie was wearing like one of those sandwich sign, full body sandwich sign things, and showing, saying that the film was playing at the little art house theater in New York. I don't remember which one. And I understand dipshits like Dana White promoted it as well. And there was like a last minute push on TV, I guess. But I don't know, maybe too little, too late. Or do you think folks just aren't interested in this story? What do you think?
It's probably a little bit of that, but I mean, I think the main thing is that it's, very little marketing, right? I didn't even know what this is about until you mentioned it. I had to go look it up because I don't remember seeing anything about it, right? And, I don't know if it's one of these things where they're kind of counting on maybe at award seasons, it's going to get a little bit of buzz and that'll get some free publicity and that'll drive people to the theater.
See, about that, why not then build up? Why not start small in the big cities and expand? This went wide day one.
Yeah.
I appreciate that it ran into the steamroller that is Tay-Tay's new album reveal type. I don't know. There was something at the movie theater involving Taylor Swift.
Okay.
The reason why I know that, because I remember when I went to log in to buy tickets for one battle after another, I had to wait in a queue because the Taylor Swift tickets were being released that day.
Wow.
But I don't understand why they went wide right away. I would think you'd want something like this to maybe build up. Suppose you had like now granted, this always seems to happen and a lot of times doesn't go anywhere, like a 15-minute standing ovation at Cannes.
Right. Yeah, but from what I understand from how the French and Cannes work is that they basically give everything a standing ovation, and how long the standing ovation is indicates how much they liked it.
Yeah, well, 15 large is a long time, I think.
Yeah.
It's
maybe.
Supposedly one of the longest. I don't know. What are the odds, quick, Matt, for you, that Dwayne Johnson gets nominated for an Academy Award?
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say 65%.
65?
I'm relatively confident that he may get a dark horse nomination.
I think the issue is that a lot of the voters are not even going to see this.
Yeah, fair. Fair. I don't think he'll win. But
No.
he might get nominated.
I'll say I would go like 40. Like
Yeah.
I said, I don't think a lot of them are even going to see this. I don't know. There just seems to be no push by it for it whatsoever. I don't quite understand. There you go, folks. If you had a chance to see, do you have anything else you wanted to add, I guess, Matt? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good times. I guess that's it for The Smashing Machine, currently in theaters. If you had a chance to see it, we'd love to hear from you. I imagine it'll be on HBO Max at some point within the next 3 to 5 months. And that is that. Feedback at thefirstrun.com. Matt, 2 quick things I want to talk about, and then we'll let you go. Because I got to clear 20 minutes. 15 minutes is unacceptable. 16 minutes is unacceptable to me. Have you seen what happened on Amazon with their James Bond images on Amazon Prime? So all the Bond films are back on Prime again.
Okay.
And they edited out, photoshopped out every single image of Bond holding a gun.
Really?
Every
They gave
one.
it the Steven Spielberg E.T. treatment?
E.T. Yeah. There's like the scene where Pierce Brosnan's got his arm, Connery's got his Dr. No. Now he just has his arm up, like his hand resting against his arm.
Oh my gosh.
Another one with Pierce Brosnan, who's doing like this, and now he just has his arm like up in the air, it's just. But the funny is when you click through
Yeah.
to the actual film, the original image is there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, go woke, go broke, go, man.
I don't know. I understand like Eon. Like there was a video game, a phone game called, was it Cypher, that came out like last year or early this year.
Okay.
And they actually got rid of a lot of the guns in that too. Like I guess Bond had a special advanced tech gun that put people to sleep. I think because they wanted to expand the audience to kids, right?
Right.
Kind of get them in there.
Right.
But I don't quite understand the click-through image having the gun removed. But when you get to the landing page, it's there. And it's not like there's not going to be gunfights in the films themselves. So I think it's just weird. And I think what it is, why I'm worried about it, is I worry about what Amazon's going to do with the franchise.
Right.
Right. If they're doing this, what's next?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they could take away all the Bond girls, take out the wanton sexism in Connery's run, right? His abusive misogynist
AI.
nature. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when he pats Dink on the butt and Goldfinger, and says men talk.
Yeah.
Just pull that right out. Good. All right, last thing, Matt, too. Then
Yeah.
we'll let you go.
Okay.
Supposedly this is happening.
Okay.
And if it does, I'm trying to figure out how far I'll drive if it doesn't come to Tampa. I'll say 2 hours. I'll max out at 2 hours, which gets me Orlando and gets me like somewhere south of me. I can't remember what it is. There's a lot of stuff shows up. Not Sarasota. Is it Sarasota? Let's spend 10 minutes of me kind of figure out the geography of the state I've been living in. Quentin Tarantino is putting out Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair.
Ooh.
4K restoration, supposedly. Now, granted, the Kill Bill are basically, I think, just upscaled 2K discs. So I don't know how great it's going to look. But a chance to see The Whole Bloody Affair in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then possibly a physical release later.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting.
I can't tell you how excited I am for that, Matt. Apparently you were not aware. What do you think? How far would you drive to go see that?
Boy, I don't know.
Would you go to New York City? I would. If I was still in Connecticut, I would go to New York to do it.
Yeah, but going to New York is such a pain. Can I go to Boston instead? It's about the same. It's about the same distance, and it's less of a pain to get there.
I don't know. I mean, New York, you just jump on the train.
Yeah, just jump on the train as it meanders slowly its whole way to New York, and then you get there, and then you're in Grand Central, and you got to get to where you're going, and that takes fucking forever.
There are stops prior and after Grand Central. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, but yes, but okay. Let's just hope it's within like 3 blocks of whatever movie theater you need to go
Right.
to. Right? I mean, come on. So it's just. It's just.
I think
a
the big
hassle.
AMC like in Lincoln Square, so I think you'd probably just jump off Lincoln Square. I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're right. You have to grab the subway though from one of the stops. You probably. Yeah, I don't. So all right. So you would go Boston.
I would go Boston because we were just there, and like literally, we could find a parking garage and park next to whatever theater it's showing it, and probably be fine.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great show. Yeah, Matt and I actually flew up to go to Boston to see Frank Black and the Teenager of the Year reunion show. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
I want to do that again sometime. Do someplace else. All right. Well, I'm really excited about Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair. I have like a fan edit from the interwebs that I have, which is a combined, and it does include the full color Crazy 88 scene. Because remember, the theatrical version, they went black and white because of the rating.
Yeah, right.
It has the full color version of it, the edit I have, and they inserted the deleted scene with Michael J. White as well.
Okay.
Which of course it's standard definition, so it's a bit jarring when you watch it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that does happen, and supposedly it's going to be close to the end of the year, some point late November, I think is what I read.
You know what though? Tarantino does a lot of talking. A lot of stuff he just mentions never comes to fruition, so we'll see.
That's true. Good times. All right, folks. I guess those are the two things I wanted to tell you about. In the meantime, you can find us at thefirstrun.com. Head over to the website. You'll find archives of all the old shows, a report card. Ooh, I'm probably at least a month out on that. I probably need to update that. And a bunch of other stuff is there. So you can check that out, including a little mini player. You just hit play, and a bunch of episodes to start playing. We're also on Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Just do a search for The First Run. Scroll. Eventually you'll find us. And then head over to Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. Help other people find the show, and I'll really be happy about it. And I'll read it on the air, no matter how great it is or how critical it might be. I will guarantee you I will read it. And I guess, Matt, that'll be that. So
we didn't tell them what's coming up next week.
Yeah, that's right. I got all excited. I got all upset that we were ending so quickly, and I didn't talk about it. I don't even know. Do I have a calendar entry?
Yeah, so you have Tron Ares on the calendar.
Okay.
So there's that. I don't think Good Boy will be on Shudder yet, so we'll probably also catch up with VHS Halloween since we're now officially in spooky season.
Okay.
Which Chris hates it when I call it spooky season, so I make sure to do it as much as possible.
You son of a gun. All right. So that's that then. Are we good? Are we good now?
We're good now.
I appreciate it. All right. We're going to take a center break. I love you all very much. Please take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
God damn it! Viva la revolution!